Welcome to my video going over every single weapon that the F-18C uses. This was inspired after a video, which I will put in the description, that someone did on the JF-17, and I did not find something for the F-18, so I decided to do this for the F-18. Very simple video, took a while to make actually, but please subscribe, like, and enjoy. The AIM-9 Sidewinder is the heat-seeking dogfight for the F-18C. It has a short-range, good turning ability, fast speed, and has a passive infrared seeker. The L is the base variant, the M has an upgraded seeker with IRCCM in addition to a new smokeless motor, and the X is a complete redesign with thrust vectoring, high off-bore sight ability, a much farther range, making it at times a passive BVR missile. You can fit up to 6 of them on pylons 1, 2, 8, and 9er. The AIM-7 Sparrow is the semi-active radar homing missile of the F-18C. It is medium range, mediocre turning, speed, kinetics, and pretty much everything else. It is just pretty much okay in all ways, but never is horrible. The F is the base variant, the M, MH, and P all are upgraded variants, the P being the most. These are not terribly useful in the game's meta at the moment, but in a server without Fox 3 missiles, they fare much better. You can fit 6 of them on pylons 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8. The AIM-120 Amram is the medium-range active radar homing missile of the F-18C. It is generally speaking the best long-range missile the F-18C employs. It has great range, good kinematics, good maneuverability, with a seeker that can lock on even if you lose lock. It can lead to some friendly fire if you're not careful, but this is easily avoided by being situationally aware. The B is the base variant. The C has clipped surfaces for carrying on the F-22 and also has a better fuse. You can carry up to 10 of them on pylons 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8. The AGM-154J SOW is a long-range glide bomb with wings that deploy. It has a great range. It can be fired in pre-planned mode with coordinates or target of opportunity with the targeting pod. It can be very satisfying lobbing it at SAM sites, but can be very finicky to use and requires planning beforehand. However, you can carry 8 of them in total on pylons 2, 3, 7, and 8, which can make them some of the most useful long-range weapons that the F-18C has. The A variant is the cluster bomb version, which is a ton of fun to use, and the C is the single warhead variant. The AGM-65 Maverick is a medium-range anti-tank missile. It has maybe a range of around 8 or so miles, and depending on the variant, is either infrared or laser-guided. The E variant is laser-guided, but requires the laser on the target the whole flight, but has longer range. The F has less range, but is fire and forget, but can be pretty difficult to get a lock at times. Both one-shot pretty much every vehicle in game and are very reliable. You can carry 4 of them on pylons 2, 3, 7, and 8. Although the AGM-84D Harpoon may share the same number as the E's and H's, I will count them as separate weapons due to their completely different utility. The D is a long-range anti-ship missile with its own radar. It is a very reliable anti-ship missile, but has the problem that the F-18C can only carry 4 of them on pylons 2, 3, 7, and 8, meaning that they are often shot down by Seawiz and similar defense systems. You can use them with your anti-ship radar, or you can use them with pre-made waypoints. You need at least 2 planes all firing at the same time for some of these to get through. When they do very good damage. It's very fun to use and relatively reliable as long as the ship is swarmed enough by these. The AGM-84 Echo is a long-range cruise missile with a range of well over 100 miles. It is difficult to set up, but is one of the longest weapons in game and can be used in multiple modes. My favorite way to use it is to bring the data link pod and actually steer it towards the target in the last part of the flight. It can be very precise, but again, difficult to set up. The H is similar, except has wings and an even larger range of perhaps around 135 nautical miles. It's the longest range player-controlled weapon in game, I'm pretty sure, and is extremely fun to use. The missile truly sets the F-18C apart from the other vehicles as it has a truly deep strike capability. You can carry 4 of them on pylons 2, 3, 7, and 8. The AGM-88C Harm is a long-range anti-radiation missile. Its range highly depends on the altitude and speed you are going, but the higher and faster you are, the range drastically improves up to potentially 80 nautical miles, although that is in the best case scenario. It can be fired in SP, TOO, and PB mode. The nice thing about the Harm is its passive nature, meaning that the target does not know it is locked on, and as long as it is using the radar, can be destroyed. This can make it a quite deadly and stealthy weapon if used properly. It also is a very simple weapon to use. You can carry 4 of them on pylons 2, 3, 7, and 8. The ADM 141 TALDs are stupidly simple to use but are surprisingly effective at keeping enemy radar sites busy. Any good DEAD or SEED mission needs to have some of these to overwhelm the enemy, or else the planes themselves will be shot at. They're probably the simplest quote-unquote weapon to use, as you literally just press the release button and the decoys will do the rest. They have a decent range. There's not much else to say. You can carry 12 of them on pylons 2, 3, 7, and 8. The AGM-62 Walleye 2 is a 2,000-pound TV-guided bomb, and it is one of the most fun-to-use weapons in-game. While it is old with a very blurry seeker head, it is simple to use and can be surprisingly effective. The big trick up its sleeve is that the game registers it as a quote-unquote bomb and not a missile, meaning that anti-air won't even try to shoot it down, which makes it an amazing seed weapon. It also looks very fat and goofy, which is one reason why I love it. You can use it with the data link pod and steer it mid-flight, similar to the AGM-84 Es and H's. It is very simple to use, and you can carry 2 of them on pylons 2 and 8. The GBU 10, 12, 16, and 24 series of bombs are laser-guided bombs ranging in size as the following: 500 pounds for the 12, 1,000 for the 16, and 2,000 for the 10 and 24. The 24 is slightly better range, being a newer variant. Their advantages are the following: they can be extremely precise and can hit moving targets and are relatively simple to use. The cons are that they are not fire and forget, only one can be fired at a time, and they have a relatively limited range. They're pretty fun to use though and look cool. You can carry up to 8 GBU 12s on pylons 2, 3, 7, and 8. You can carry up to 4 GBU 10s, 16s, and 24s on pylons 2, 3, 7, and 8. The GBU 31 JDAM is a 2,000-pound GPS-guided bomb. It is a very reliable, although somewhat difficult weapon to set up. It works functionally the same as the JSOW except with a shorter range. Here they are shown in target of opportunity mode with the targeting pod. The bomb has a few variants, including a penetrator variant for bunkers. The pros versus cons compared to the GPUs are the following: it has longer range and does not depend on whether to fire. It is fire and forget, and multiple can be fired at once. Cons: it is not as precise and cannot hit moving targets. You can carry 4 of them on pylons 2, 3, 7, and 8. These are 490 pounds cluster bombs with heat warheads, and they have 247 bomblets. These are very fun but kind of limited in the current DCS implementation. You can carry up to 10 of them on pylons 2, 3, 5, 7, and 8. They're a lot of fun but kind of mid at the moment. They don't do a ton of damage. Still though, little is as fun as these. The Mark 82, 83s, and 84s are the dumb bombs of the F18C. These are just fine, though with so many more powerful other options, these won't be used too much. The 82s with the 500-pound, you can carry up to 10 of them on pylons 2, 3, 5, 7, and 8. The Snake Eye and Y variants are different kinds of retarded bombs. The 83s and 84s are the 1,000 and 2,000-pound variants and can be carried on 2, 3, 5, 7, and 8. The dumb Hydra rockets are just light weapons having a diameter of 2.75 inches that do a great job with armor and infantry. You can carry up to 152 of them on pylons 2, 3, 7, and 8. They have decent range and are very simple to use. Nothing much to say. The Zuni rockets are very different than the Hydras. They are 127mm rockets having far more power than the Hydras and much better range, but being able to carry far less, only around 32. You can carry them on the same pylons as the Hydras. Good weapons. The M61 Cannon is a rotary cannon that has a rate of fire of up to 6,000 rounds per minute. The F-18C can use it in CCIP or air-to-air mode. When trying to take down aircraft, it shows with a handy lead indicator where to shoot and is very useful. It is decent against light vehicles and infantry, but does not do much against armor. Thank you for watching this short video going over every single weapon employed on the F-18C. This took quite a while to make, and in the future I intend to make some higher quality stuff, but I hope this is a handy reference for anybody that needs it. I will try in the future to do this with other modules as well. Farewell.